So imagine you're on this beautiful gateway resort and you're with your partner. And that partner comes up to you with a wedding proposal. As you turn around, you see the lights, you see some words written in the sand. Will you marry me? It's the most romantic thing you've ever seen in your life. You've been with this person a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever. That's not the point. After the proposal, you're looking at the cabins and you think, oh my God, I just want to go over there right now with you and celebrate. And as you turn and look, your partner walks up to you and says, the reason why I got the double cabin is because my lawyer's in the second cabin and he needs to meet with you after we walk over there. His name is Ken and he's got a document for you to sign. It's a prenuptial agreement. In that moment, how do you feel?
That would just kill the whole thing for me. No. I would be taken aback and I would be saying, why? Okay, so what's the prenup? Why do you need a prenup? Like, shouldn't we have spoken about this before? Like, I don't know. The timing.
The timing's off for you.
The timing's off. Like, it's just, yeah.
Kills the romance?
Yeah, it just kills the romance. Yeah, so first of all, I guess it depends if you're for prenups or not. So I'm not for prenups. So for me, it would take me aback and I'd be questioning, okay, what's this all about? And because to me, it's like you're planning the divorce before you even start the honeymoon. You know, it just seems odd to do something like that.
I think so too. Yeah, especially in that moment. Like, I'm not for or against prenups, but to me, if I was with a woman, we were on a resort, and let's just hypothetically say that what was said at the beginning of the episode was said to me, I would go from having a massively wrecked penis, right? There's blood flowing to the max to nope. Yeah, I don't think I can go through with this now.
Right.
Because why are you bringing this up to me now? Like, what was wrong with a year ago?
Right.
6 months ago, whatever it is. The night of a planned wedding proposal, you're going to throw a prenuptial agreement at me? I can't even deal with that.
Exactly. So this morning I woke up preparing for the podcast and I thought, I'm just going to talk with my daughter about this. We got so heated, okay, because she's all for the prenup and she's saying, well, if you trust your partner, why not just sign the prenup? So let's say your husband inherited some property and he wants to protect that. Do you have a problem signing to say, no, that can stay in your family? I said, no, I don't have a problem with that. Then why be offended to sign it? Why is it insulting? Because it's like you have to seal the deal on paper. You know, it's like you don't trust me or you don't. To me, it's insulting. And it's like my partner's going down the list. Okay, so he's protecting all himself. And then my daughter says, yeah, but, it's also protecting you because there's stuff in the prenup that you can have that protects you as well. And again, I just find that it should just be understood. Like, why do you have to, and is it really protecting me for real? Like, yeah.
I think the protection is based around the person who most likely 95% of the time has the most assets. So that's
right.
Who it protects. It doesn't protect the little person. You know what I mean?
Right.
It protects the person that has the most. Right or wrong? If you agree to a prenup and the prenup in itself is meant to ward off future expenses of divorce court, lawyers, kind of treating it like a will. Like, who gets to have this? Who gets to have that? And it doesn't exclude the person that you're with from accumulating wealth with you, then I'm okay with a prenup based on the fact that it's like in the sense of a will. Okay? Right. You see what I'm saying when I say it like that?
Right.
Now, where I'm against a prenup for what I would think is a wrong utility of a prenup is, hypothetically speaking, I have $100 million in my bank account. I have 4 businesses. I've got 4 homes. I've got a resort. Okay. I meet somebody that basically has a backpack and a job.
Right.
Right. They live in an apartment. They have a backpack. They have a job. They have a bicycle to go to work. That's it. I meet with my lawyers And I asked my lawyers, how do I coerce this relationship to make the girl sign, okay, that she leaves with exactly what she entered into the relationship with, because I want to keep all of it.
Right.
Okay. Now, keep all of what? We might be married 5, 10, 20, 40 years. In 40 years, there's been a lot of new wealth come out of our relationship from the day that we met and got married.
Right.
Now I'm saying to her, you don't have access to any of it. So in your point of protecting, I'm going to protect you. Yes, this prenuptial agreement is meant to actually protect you and me. Because you know that pretty little black bag you walked into my house with that had like your 3 articles of clothing? I'm not going to touch any of that. And I shouldn't have a right to it because, baby, that's yours.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So they have a right to that. And that bicycle that you drive to work? I'm not touching that either. So to protect you, the love of my life, you're going to walk out of this relationship with those assets. Now, only fair that all my assets are protected now. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
My 4 homes, my resort, my $100 million bank account, and whatever money I make with you after the day we're married till whatever end of our divorce date, that's all mine. But it's meant to protect both of us. That's where I think there's a wrong transitioning into a prenuptial agreement. I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
In that way.
I think the only way that I would be okay with prenup is, say I'm with somebody, I'm settling for that person. I know it's not really my soulmate. It's, I'm getting there in age, and he's a good companion, but I don't really trust him, but I enjoy being with him enough to be in a relationship. And okay, you want to get married? Maybe that's the only time that I would agree to a prenup, just to kind of protect my assets or whatever. That's the only time I think I would. I'm settling for this person just because. Otherwise, no, I would not. But I would be doing it to protect myself.
Yeah, and I also think that the argument point that you were talking about with your daughter that you had regarding she was making the point that she is pro, because if you're okay with just living in trust with your partner, then why not just sign that piece of paper, right? But when you sign that sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, when you sign that piece of paper, then it becomes a living document. Now there is an excuse, and it's occupying a little space in your back of your mind, and there's always that piece that is like a loaded gun,
right?
Which you always, now you're leaving a potential for finding an excuse to execute that piece of document, which you might not have done that if you had not had thought about that or signed it in the first place. So I think when you sign a prenup, I'm against prenup in that scenarios. And when you sign prenup, it looks like love starts living in borrowed time. And I think love is something more primate and natural. And when you start bringing in these kind of artificially human-made tools into those kind of feelings, then it's very hard to put a transaction rate or forex rate against it.
People are going to fail. They're not going to do the right thing. They're going to try to cheat and coerce. They're going to try to take everything from the other person in a divorce type thing, unjustly, right? So the prenup kind of helps, where it identifies everything up front. And guess what? The best time to do a prenup is when you're in love. So you're happy. I want my wife to be happy. She wants me to be happy. We sign a prenup. I have her best interest because at that moment, I love her. She loves me. She wants me to be happy. So we can agree and come to an amicable agreement for this marriage contract and prenuptial agreement. You see what I'm saying?
That's beautiful.
See how I said it like that?
That's beautiful. Yeah.
Okay. Now, at the end of a relationship, when all is shitting the bed, okay, divorce is coming, you want to take an ice pick and drive it through your partner's eyeball, okay? You're not thinking the same way you were the first 2 years or the 3 years or the 5 years of the relationship, because now you want out. They might have done something, but you don't feel the love. So now it's take. There's no more amicable. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And lawyers can get into the ears of people and say, you deserve this. And bang, all of it is gone. Yeah, I don't think they can override it, though, because it's like a will, right? So if I put in my will, I'm going to leave Praga $50,000. When they read the will, his lawyer can't come in and say, well, actually, you know what? There was over $150,000 in that specific account. You should try to get maybe an extra 100,000. They can't do it because the will just states what you get. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So on prenup, it just says the woman or the man gets this, that, and that's why it's decided that way before the divorce. So there is no discussion. There's no altering. I know you can do a post-nup. It's not a prenup. It's a post-nup. So if you did a prenup, got married, things changed, you could make alterations to it with a lawyer, of course, and say, okay, well, you both sign, you both agree to it, and then it can be changed. You see what I'm saying?
Yep. But also it totally depends on what was agreed. If it is an open-ended agreement, like whatever belongs to me. And right now I only have a backpack. That's all that belongs to me. Tomorrow I have a restaurant and then that belongs to me too. But the sentence is whatever belongs to me.
Yeah.
But
not $50,000.
Exactly.
It's a little bit of false sense of security what you're saying there, because in fact the law already offers protection that can override a prenup. So for an example, in Canada, family law considers each spouse contribution. One woman has awarded half the family home even though her name wasn't on the title. So sometimes, like for you decide, okay, I'm going to do a prenup. It's like a will. We have it all sorted out. Nobody's going to override that. How much does a prenup really secure you? And another thing that prenups can't do, it can't predict abuse, betrayal, or sacrifice, right? So I have like 3 examples. But take a woman who cared for her sick husband for years, okay, only to be discarded with no compensation due to the strict limits of their prenup, you know? So,
Yeah.
or a husband cheated multiple times, but the prenup denied his wife spousal support because infidelity wasn't included in a clause. You know, so you think you're doing good and you're setting yourself up for protection, right? And then it backfires on you. Now you're screwed because you signed, you agreed to certain things, right?
I think infidelity need not be in the prenup clause, but it's in the marriage clause by default globally, I think, right? Like,
But infidelity, I don't think, can be upheld in a prenuptial agreement because I'm not a lawyer or anything like this,
No,
but
but
I'm almost sure you can't put that into a prenup.
No, you can't, okay? But let's say I was being nice and I'm like, okay, I'm going to sign on, okay? But now you screwed me over. I know the courts don't recognize that. That's why I just screwed myself by you've been cheating on me and now I'm not going to be having spousal support. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, plus you cheated on me, plus I'm not getting spousal support because I signed a prenup. It screws me over.
Oh, I see what you're meaning. Yeah. So, okay. So I get it. So you're with somebody. You
Right.
signed the prenup and
Right.
agreed to these terms.
Right.
All of a sudden, the person you're with fucks you over by cheating on you, and you're like, you know what? I would want more than that now because
Yeah.
of what they did me wrong, basically.
You did me wrong.
and now you can't ask for more because you agreed to the prenuptial
I agreed
agreement.
to that. And not only that, the circumstances of our relationship changed. So we started off, I was working, you were working, you have a child from a previous relationship. For some reason, I leave my job to take care of that child. Also, we continue to grow our family and I'm pregnant and I decide to be a stay-at-home parent for the stepchild and for our own child. You're cleaning, you're taking care of the home, the groceries, the psychological things when it comes to the children. You cannot put a price tag on that. But you signed an agreement and the fucker cheated on you now and you gave up everything for him. So now because you signed a prenup, you're screwed. Because the judge is not going to say, well, you know, since you cheated, we're going to. So, yeah, that's.
See, in the province we live in, it's all based on percentages that are pre-done through a scale.
Right.
So, like we all have so many friends that have gone through a divorce, obviously. But so the way it kind of works is that you plug in your spouse's income, you plug in or the judge does this, plugs in your income, their income, how many years you were married, and it spits out a number. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that number is generally the range of where the judge is going to rule on how much spousal support you get or not. And they don't ever take into, even in New Brunswick law or Ontario law or whatever laws that there is, they don't take into account infidelity, cheating. You can bring up
No.
and say, well, my wife cheated on me with 45 different men. Doesn't matter.
Or
You're still paying this amount.
or exactly, or you could say my husband cheated. I cheated on my husband, but yeah, my husband neglected me for all these years, and I was left by myself. There's always arguments, and that's why they just don't deal with the cheating part, because it can go on and on and on.
I wonder what else gets put in those little agreements. There must be so many crazy things that gets put into prenuptial agreements.
Yeah, but if you didn't have a prenup, okay, again, so the law already offers you protection whether you have a prenup or not. So is it really necessary to go through all the hassle of a prenup?
If you're not going to fight, how would you know you're not going to fight though? So if you knew beforehand that there was going to be no battle, no custody battle, no court appearances, and you knew for sure 100% that it wasn't going to cost you anything more than what a prenuptial agreement would have costed you to design, then why do a prenuptial agreement?
Right. Going back on the example of Hung and his ex, for the record, her too, she doesn't want, she's happy with the way things are, and she doesn't want to go through all that stuff neither. So they both opted to just wait until their son is of age, and then after that they can go through the divorce or whatever. But shoots. Okay, so Pragith, so you're not from Canada, you're from India. So how does it work in your country?
It's quite diverse, because you have a section of population that is rich and or has assets, and then they are now discussing the same things that we discussed, like, okay, how do we secure them, and if we can utilize these kind of tools that we have at our disposal before the marriage itself. So they can look at the Western culture. We have seen, at least from my exposure, has been through the TV shows where they mention about prenups, but I think it's mostly like, it's almost even offensive in some cultures to even suggest it, because it feels like the erosion of trust, like the trust that we are trying to build together. It feels like one of the person in the relationship is not looking at the relationship from the same perspective as the other person. So it feels like almost offensive. And when it comes to arranged marriages, that's puts another dimension, because you don't have love. You don't have the factor of love playing in the equation. Love is built after the marriage, right? So
you think it would be harder. So in your circumstance with an arranged marriage, you don't think, well, the marriage is arranged, we're going to do a prenuptial agreement for the couple before they even get married. They don't know each other.
Yep.
And then it's done. You don't think it'd be easier to institute at the beginning rather than, like, is it, because I'm looking at it from North American, the westernized
Absolutely.
way.
Yep.
Usually you've been with somebody for an X period amount of time to get to know them.
Yes.
Do you think, in your opinion, you've seen how Canadian culture is here?
Yep.
From Indian to Canadian culture, which is easier? Putting an automatic statement of a prenuptial agreement right at the arranged marriage, or after the courting phase?
Yep.
In the Western culture, what's easier?
Logically, that makes sense. But in most of the cases in Indian marriages, it's not just the bride and groom that they marry each other. It's mostly the families that mingle among each other. So it's very hard, and that will be seen as too transactional. And actually, ironically, the dowry system, on the other hand, where the groom's family has to pay money or buy things to the the bride's family has to pay and buy items to the groom's family, like when after they get married.
So give me an example. How much is that? So like for you guys, what was the cost?
Oh no,
like
that
roughly.
was like we just did it for like the traditional thing, like it was like 1 penny kind of a thing, because just for the traditional, just keeping the traditional practice.
Oh, okay. So there was actually nothing that exchanged. There was no.
Yeah, but it's done for a different reason. It's because the idea is that the couple is going to get settled in a new home, and the family would need appliances. and other items to settle in the new home. Just like how you have wedding registry, basically. But in this case, the wedding registry, your friends gift those items. In that case, it's like, the whole community is not like rich, right? So it's everyone tries to pitch in for the marriage, and then the bride's family saves enough money to pay. Like, we are giving you our daughter, but it shouldn't be a burden in the family setting itself. So we are giving you this bootstrap, kind of like seed funding to kickstart funding to start your family. That went in as just like any other thing, that can always been seen from a different angle or misused, right? Now, when the groom's family starts demanding it, that's when it's like a bad tool, like it's not,
Okay, so what happens? So it's an arranged marriage, okay? And both families thought you guys were a good match, but come to find out you're not. You're the one living in the relationship, okay? And what happens if you never develop love for each other? What do you guys do?
Yeah, so there are always two options that is well known in the culture, unless a lawyer suggests anything else. Annulment.
Okay, so you can't have an annulment.
Annulment and divorce, right? What's
the difference between the two?
Annulment, I think, would be treated as that the marriage never took place legally.
So you didn't
They have
consummate.
that in
That
Western,
happens here, right?
Does that
North
mean-
America, they do it.
Yeah.
Does it mean that you never consummated your marriage?
Not like that way. I mean, that physical interactions all took place. That's the reality.
It means they were never
but
married.
legally
to
on
begin
paper.
with.
On
It
paper,
would show they've always been single.
yeah, annulment, nullification of that contract.
Okay.
It's just it's a piece of paper, right? That we
Right.
sign.
So even after the honeymoon, after the sex happens,
Doesn't matter.
after everything, okay.
Yeah, I mean, like there's some period. I'm not a legal person here, but there's some period.
But we think you are.
Yeah, you have to tell us exactly here because you're on the record on this.
Yeah.
No, but
You're being recorded, so don't fuck up, okay?
so what the main question for me is this: you've consummated the marriage, you've met the obligation of the dowry, whether or is it dowry?
There's a dowry, right?
Yeah,
That's what
dowry,
it's called, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so in this dowry,
30 days or
there's a
return policy.
tradition. Yes.
Yeah.
So there's the penny that's exchanged. That
Yes.
tradition keeps going. What happens now? Because both of you are now non-virgins. So yes, there's an annulment.
Yep.
How does remarriage happens after that?
Oh, I mean, it's just like
Is
you
it the
enter,
same?
You
Yeah.
enter back into the dating pool, the online marriage websites. Like, this is my horoscope, this is my height, this is my weight.
So now
this
there's
is my
no
color
more. There's
complexion.
never a
Are you-
second.
are you
There's
s-
never a second arranged marriage.
Oh no, that could happen too. But again, what happens is the population pool changes. It'll also be, the second timers.
So you guys
in
are
that-
the leftovers.
exactly
Pool onto a site
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
You guys are someone else's
Unfortunately
leftovers.
or fortunately, that's exactly how it is.
Now try to sell yourself.
Fresh piece. Yeah.
We already changed the penny for you, and you got to give a half a penny.
Yeah. Second-hand models, or first-hand fresh piece.
So is it that in an arranged marriage you have to be pure, meaning virgin?
No, it totally depends on the population pool again, right? Like,
Your first marriage-
Supply and
default
demand.
preference-
Supply and demand.
Your first marriage, your first arranged
Yeah.
marriage, do you have to be a virgin?
Yeah, that's the default assumption, unless the other side is also cool with not being one.
Okay.
But it's the whole point is culturally we believe that that's when in arranged marriages, because the love is not there, this is where the love is formed, because you explore and discover together,
Okay.
right?
So wouldn't that I would be nervous to be in? So you consummate the marriage like on your honeymoon, I suppose,
Yes.
or do you wait?
Honeymoon.
Honeymoon.
No, sorry, no,
I-
honeymoon. Not in
It's
the,
the same
sorry,
pri-
not in the honeymoon. It's the first night of
Like
the
as
marriage.
soon as you're married,
Yeah,
married,
the
right?
first night of the marriage.
So you don't even know if your partner's attracted to you or not. I would feel so nervous and insecure. Like
In general,
I
yes.
can picture so many things going wrong.
Oh, actually, in a lot of cultures, they don't even see till the honeymoon, till the first night.
Oh, I thought you
They
meant
don't
even having sex, they can't see who they're.
Oh, no, right? That is the moment
Having
where they
sex.
remove the
The
sorry,
veil?
yeah, the
The
veil,
veil, okay.
Yeah.
and then they see each other also.
Oof.
My goodness, right?
That's
I have
risky.
two questions. I just
Yes.
have two questions.
Yeah.
So on on a second marriage, if it's arranged, does the family still have to give the penny in the dowry? Or does that, it's already done once, you'd never have to do that again?
Again, depending on culture to culture, that's what they sign up for. It could be a penny, or it could be thousands of dollars.
So that's an if either or. It could be or it couldn't be. Okay.
It's still like a huge, wide spectrum.
Now,
that happens
you've
here.
been in Canada long enough now to see the North American westernized
Mm-hmm.
way of falling in love, meeting people, dating, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say it's a stronger method of love in the arranged marriage, or is it a westernized? That's the way. Like, we see it in movies, right?
Yeah.
So I'm assuming in Indian movies they show love as in like it's an arranged marriage. They fall in love and later they're in love. You know what I mean? So how do you give your opinion on that?
Yeah, okay, just like we said, I've been here for 7 years, and even before that, what I've watched in TV shows, the exposure that I have, it feels like the love aspect or relationship aspect of the Western culture feels just like your cuisine. It's very limited, and that way you can risk doing the way you do that. Just be open to relationship right from your teenage and have multiple relationships, find your true partner that you like, where all the pieces just fall in place, and then get married and then settle down. That's very good for you. We don't have that luxury. Our palette is quite wide. I can't have that luxury of falling in love in a hope that my married life will check all the boxes of cuisine, language, the slang, even the respect, expectations, everything. So that is why it's preferred if the people, like grown-ups, the elders, who know or who have seen a lot of scenarios,
They have more life experience. Right?
experience, they can find a better fit for their own child. I mean, just
And
like
they
for a
know
lot
you
of
better
other
than
things.
anybody. They know you better than
Yeah,
anybody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They know what I like, the food I like, the language I speak, languages I speak, and the languages I speak better. There's
Right.
yeah. And it's very hard for me, particularly, to find a girl who speaks the slang, the local language that I speak. It's very hard.
So it's not crazy what you're saying. I did think about this before. And I think about, for us growing up, we watch movies and we see, Romeo sweeps Juliet off her feet and we go for love. And we're blinded by everything else. And we think that love conquers all. I've thought about this a long time. And I thought, what if it was an arranged marriage where you go at it more like a business mindset, where you're checking off the boxes? Is this person a good provider? The man provides finances and the woman provides rearing children. And okay, so you check off all the boxes. You both know what you're getting into. And then you just honor that you're not love driven. And what is the real definition of love? Is love that emotion that you have where you're always like on cloud nine? Is that a realistic definition of love?
For me, it's just that the presence of love in this relationship aspect or context, for me, is that I'm not alone. I just feel that I'm not alone.
Right.
If not in that, I would feel alone. And that's a terrible place to be in, right? And that checks all the things. So just, and then, and I bet that she feels the same way. And knowing that, like knowing that, like she also feels the same way, is that connection.
Right.
And that's enough for me. And that's what, like, we connected like long back immediately, because my mom, after meeting her, she told me that in certain aspects, in terms of caring, and she said she's just like me.
Wow.
And that's enough for me. That's the checklist.
Right.
In those aspects, right? So, and that's it.
That's
and
an
she was
easy
exactly
box.
like
One box. That's
So,
easy.
so if you're raised that way with that mentality, as opposed to ask the mentality of, oh my gosh, love and romance and all this stuff. If you're raised with the mentality and your partner has the same mentality, I can see an arranged marriage work.
Mm-hmm.
I can see it
I
work.
see like he was saying, the parents know a lot about them and all that.
Yeah.
Certain boxes for me, like I'll tell you my red flags on it for just me.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I could do arranged marriage, probably yes, but first thing, my parents don't know how I like to have sex. Like how do I tell them that? You know, so when they're asking the questions to the parents of the woman that I'm supposed to marry,
That's when your dad steps in and tests her out first and then lets you know.
oh my God, there's no way. Couldn't do it.
It's very logical, isn't it? Yeah.
You know, find out for me. I don't want to know.
Do you guys have maybe classes you can send your partner to? Sex classes, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm just teasing. You're so serious. Kevin's like, yeah, I do that. Train her.
When there's a doula for what happens after it, so why not before? A doula for before it.
A doula for before after.
Send her to prostitution school.
Now,
so she'll know
my
exactly
green
to
flag,
fulfill
though,
all your
for me,
sexual-
my green flag is it'd be some fucking exciting to know that you're showing up and on the day of your marriage, you're going to see this woman that you've been set, or for me, a woman to be set up with. And that night, I'm going to fuck a woman I've never even said 3 words to. That would be pretty fucking cool, right? Pragath, that's a cool thing, isn't it? Yep. Like, I think that way, right?
Yep.
Maybe not a lot of people would think that.
I don't know.
But I'd almost do an arranged marriage just for that.
Is alcohol involved on your first night?
No, it's milk with probably like almond milk or something. Which
milk with oysters.
Something which probably like stimulates. Exactly.
For real?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But all natural herbs and everything, but it's all like baked into the culture itself.
Hang on.
Yep.
Okay, so you're telling me that there's a drink that you can drink that's like an aphrodisiac.
Yeah, but natural. Very, very little and subtle and natural, because of course you are strangers in the bed. In a bed, and then naturally you need some stimulant.
The truth
right?
is coming out.
So
he gets a dose of Spanish fly, and she gets a dose of.
So do you serve each other?
What's that drug called? The
date
poppy? No, not. What?
Nothing. Cancel that.
No, I was gonna say oysters. They're a natural aphrodisiac. So she gets a plate of oysters, and he gets some. The seahorse thing. Just don't drink too much and make you puke.
You saw in The Office, right?
Oh yeah, I know where you're getting that from.
Andy,
So
do
you serve your wife this drink occasionally now?
No, it's the guy who drinks. It's not. It's
What?
so it's girl gives enters the room and gives the drink to the guy. You can watch, like, go to YouTube and search Indian honeymoon movie scenes. You'll see a pattern.
So you need the drink to relax.
It's not honeymoon, first night. Sorry,
First night. Okay, so the man needs the drink to relax to be able to perform.
Probably, yeah, probably, yeah.
But and there's nothing to help the woman to perform.
What performance are we talking about?
To enjoy her first time having sex with her partner.
Oh, I wouldn't know. Would you care to educate me, and then probably we can add to that to our culture? What is there to what we can add there naturally, like that's available, like a drinking or eating thing, like something?
Okay, so you're saying that the drink is to help the man.
Yes.
To be aroused or to...
Yeah, I mean, just be comfortable in whatever is going to happen for the first time in his life.
Is it like a low dose of Viagra type of a thing?
No, not at all. It's just, I'm just saying
relaxant.
Like
a muscle relaxant.
Almond milk, or like with some saffron in it or something like that.
But
like,
she doesn't drink that. No, she doesn't.
If she wants to, I guess, but I don't know if in what way it would help her.
It's more of a man thing, probably.
It wouldn't be the same.
Because I would say
the same way that it helps you. No,
I would say, like, culturally, if like the people had known, there would be something. Because if people have done this in the mix among all the 3 days marriage that takes place, everything for a reason. If there was something, then they would have baked it in the culture. So I don't know.
So the reason why I'm saying
I just don't know.
The reason why I'm saying, I'm imagining myself being in an arranged marriage, and I'm imagining my nervousness the first night that I'm going to be intimate with my husband. I would think that there'd be something for me too to calm my nerves.
Even no one has spoken to you, like your mother or your siblings or your friends. None of them have spoken to you about what is going to happen also.
Wow.
Imagine
I see Praga smiling over there, and I know he might be fucking with me. I'm not sure.
With me.
Because he's thinking, okay, if I can convince Kevin about this, right, this arranged marriage, and he somehow will get a divorce at some point in the future with a prenuptial agreement,
right.
I could get him a bride, okay, from India, like the same situation as him. Okay, I set him up in this whole thing. He'd give me the penny. I'd get the dowry. Kevin shows up and Praggott's in the fucking closet taping this, right? Ready to jump out to prank me because as I'm giving this drink, it's not what he's saying, but it's a full liter of fucking horse semen with a dash of salt and maybe like a celery stalk in it.
Gross.
And he's out, gotcha, drink it. You know, like I could just see him doing that. It's not that, is it? Okay. So he's not going to prank me.
There you go.
No, I think the problem is that you are trying to put a Western mindset in an Indian situation.
Yes.
That lady's priority is, or even at that point, is nothing to do with that. Like, I think at that point, probably, and I can't even probably put myself in that position. I can't talk on behalf of them. But it feels like they're desensitized to even like expect or have their like how I should be treated in the next few hours. Whether even I have a self-respect, dignity, whether, you know, my hymen is expected to be broken or not.
No, but just that nervousness, just on a
Yes.
human level, not male, female, but just that nervousness. Yeah. I would think that a lot of men would recognize if she's nervous, like if his wife is nervous, and might say, you know, we don't have to tonight. Nobody's going to know. We can like wait till we're both ready or whatnot. I would think would that be acceptable? Or
No. This guy's waited his whole
Yes.
fucking life
Yeah,
for
exactly,
this moment.
right? Okay.
So yeah,
Pent-up
tonight
energy
we'll
and
just hold
watched.
hands.
Oh, okay.
And watched so many movies and erotic movies
Right.
and scenes, and probably may or may not have masturbated
Right.
because there's not sure if there's even that knowledge about it.
Right.
So there's all this pent up sexual energy, and about to just jump like a wild animal, right?
So in that moment,
yeah.
would you sign a prenuptial agreement? At all costs to get to that night, would it affect you, or would you just say,
You know, if a lady has signed up for a marriage to such a man, or a man has signed up to marry such a lady, then it means that there is no point of what is in the contents of the prenup.
okay,
I could see a woman over here compared to be so pissed at their parents after if you were set up with somebody that would be like that. I would, you know,
yeah,
that
Yeah.
could cause problems between I would see. So say now you have an arranged marriage, okay?
would you say? I was gonna say too. Say cocktail. I don't know if it's his accent, but when he says cocktail, he says cock really, really pronounced. Watch. Say cocktail.
CuriousCocktail.ca.
Is it just me? There's no way it's just me. Anyways, go on, Giselle.
So, okay, so you have an arranged marriage. Your emotions are not really, how can I say, heightened the way that we are, right? Is it acceptable for you to step outside, like to have a mistress on the side, let's say? Like, I guess that's my question.
That's like an open marriage kind of a discussion in that case.
I
right?
guess, like, well, I know, like in Japan, the businessmen, it's understood already that they have mistresses. At one time, when they're traveling on the train, they'll have. It's not a how can I say mistress, but somebody to serve their physical needs. But it's not always the same girl. Like they're not having like an affair. Okay, and that's acceptable.
Why is it
in
a train
Japan.
car? Why is it a train?
Because they're business traveling. I don't
It's
know.
a moving affair.
A moving affair, yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know, but for
And they're traveling salesmen, probably. Yeah, whatever.
and for them, that's acceptable. And the woman already knows it's part of the culture, right? And they would rather have a discreet betrayal than a public humiliation. So for them, it's acceptable. So is it anything like that for you guys in India?
There could be probably something that I'm not aware of, but for most part, I would say I don't think I've not come across something like that in any north, south, east, western Indian cultures.
No? Okay.
But there could exist in some parts because it's all about again that just releasing that pent up energy,
right.
right, without any emotional bond.
Oh, here another
Right?
question. Okay, so you're married now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a time limit for divorce? Meaning, like if you've been together for 5 years, you can't divorce anymore because you've lasted that long, or like like the first couple of months of your
No.
union, it's not working out, so you're going to divorce. It doesn't matter. There's no time.
There's nothing like that. I mean,
Yeah,
whatever
okay.
the Hindu Marriage Act, which is what is used in India for
Okay.
Hindu marriages,
Mhm.
whatever that act says is that you can whatever that
Divorce
act
whenever
says.
you want.
Whatever
There's no
whatever the law
difference.
says. Yeah, as per the law.
Okay.
It's allowed. Yeah. Anyway.
What's the divorce rate in India?
I wouldn't know about that. I need to Google that. It's probably much lower than. I think that the tolerance and submission rate is higher in India than the Western culture.
Do you feel like you're on trial? Here
Yeah.
we are just
No.
drilling you with all these questions.
No, but it's very hard to represent the
Submission
entire
rate. What's
country.
the
And
what's
you
the
guys-
secret word? What's the safe word?
Yeah, and you guys can't see our faces because this is audio, but we're asking our questions with intense looks on our face.
One guy cannot represent the entire population because of the diversity.
Yeah, I suppose.
But for the most part, I would say that it's seen as a cultural shame. But like I said, it's families that get married. And it was families that put them together. And if you are getting divorced, and then it means that
More shameful or whatever.
Shame.
Yeah.
Shame.
Shame on you.
Shame on you.
all of us.
I like that Japanese custom thing you were talking about, the train, because I actually had an experience on a train. I don't know if you ever tried to sleep in a sleeping cart.
Yep.
As you're going around the railroad tracks, okay, there's this weird gravity pull because the train is always kind of pushing you in one direction. You know what I mean? You'll wake up at like odd hours of the night and your arm is like holding you from like falling over the bed because it's like just pulling you all the time. So I came out of the washroom and who was laying there but my lovely lady, right?
Mhm.
And I snuck into the bed with her and bang, everything started going on. Now, I don't think I've ever been as fucking deep than that moment there because the gravity pull of that train literally was sucking at me right into the direct abyss of the hole. It was bang. Like there was no way to move. Like after I was done, I had a hard time pulling out. Like I was totally being directed into this main area, right? Just from the way the train moves, right? And if you slept on a train before, you would know exactly what I meant. Or if you've had sex on one.
So
Well-
Kevin, every time you get into a train, you get hard. Right?
Oh yes, I'm hard right now talking about it. My God, can you tell?
Hung, I think we need to go on a trip to on a
Not
train.
with Kevin.
She's also on her phone looking
No,
up all the
hung,
trip
okay.
advisory recommendations for train rides.
Yeah.
Yeah.